Hi, here's Eva again. I want to share with you about something that has to do with the topic I'm not really comfortable sharing, but I will anyway. And the topic is shame. You probably have heard about the work of Brené Brown, and it's so great because I have not thought about her work and shame and the work I did back in the day with the Hoffman process for a long time because I had it. I have dealt with it. I am shame free. I exposed it. I manage it, and I'm good to go. Until yesterday. And before I get into the whole story of what happened, I want to help define shame for you. Shame is the one thing that if people knew about you, or you think if people knew about you, you think they would not want anything to do with you. So you everything to do to protect it, to keep it hidden. And it's anything from I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not smart enough, I'm too much, I'm too emotional, I don't belong, I'm not lovable, I'm not loved, I'm not loving enough, I'm not caring enough, I'm not sexy enough, I'm not man enough. You get the world of it. So, like I said, I've had it, I've dealt with shame, I was done with it until yesterday. It's 6:02 p.m. and I'm walking into my coaching classroom and I know I have an agreement to not be late. And I'm kind of sneaking in, hoping nobody will notice, and I'm kind of feeling like, damn it, not again. Like, I always try to be on time and I never am. But also, there for me, this is a classroom of people I really want to not mess with, and these are really people I want to impress. I want to look good. I want to impress them. I want them to think highly of me, like I'm this badass. I have my shit together. My integrity is great. I always have it all together. I'm a great coach. I make a whole lot of difference with people. I'm just this awesome person, right? So I'm trying to impress all these people. And they have so much more experience of coaching than I have. They're these super accomplished, amazing human beings. And the one thing I do not want for them to see my weaknesses, no. And there it is. My teacher, 6:02, I'm walking in this classroom just trying to sneak it to my chair. My teacher goes like, hey, Eva, you want to come up in front of a classroom and share what happened and why you were late? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I will. And, I go into the whole spiel of, I'll make sure this doesn't happen again. And it's out of integrity and da da da, trying to restore something there. And it's not landing. And she keeps pushing. She's like, Eva, there's something missing. You're not getting the impact of it. And I just was like, well, you're just trying to make me feel guilty at this point. I start getting defensive. And I'm trying to stand in it, and I'm trying not to shrink, not to puff up. I'm just, doing this thing where I'm looking at these people and looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh my God. I start feeling myself getting really, really confronted. I'm like, oh my God, what if I start crying? What if I crack under pressure? Like, she's pushing at me and drilling and I'm being on my case about my integrity, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. And I was like, start panicking about it, and I'm making myself wrong about being too emotional, and that I'm too emotional about being too emotional. And before I know it, the tears just start rolling out, and not just like, one or two. It's like the whole thing, and I'm trying to wipe my eyes, and then the mascara and the whole thing is a mess. And I'm looking at these people and they're looking at me like, what's going on here? And I'm like, just cannot hold it together. And in complete shame shitstorm. And I could not tell you how. It was just that I did not want to. I was so panicked. People cannot see me like this. No, 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 no. This is so bad. This is so wrong. This should not be happening. So at some point, I don't even know. I just try to blank it all out of my mind. Trust me. I end up excusing myself, leaving, going home, and telling myself, okay, I'm just going to forget all this happened. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to sleep. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up. Everything is going to be great. Right? Perfect. Set my alarm. Alarm goes off 6 in the morning. I open my eyes. And the shame is still there. It's right there, sitting right on my face. And I wake up in panic. And I'm like, oh my God. I have to go back to that classroom again. I have to show my face again. And it's the shame is sitting right there on my face. And I go back into, oh, no, 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 no. I'm just going to meditate. I'm going to go for a walk around. It's just going to go away. I'm not going to engage with this drama. I'm not going to entertain all this. I'm just going to, set this aside and, I'm going to forget all about it. I'm going to be fine. Have a productive day. So I try that. I meditate for about 20 seconds and go back into, oh my God. Oh my God. I will have to go see these people again. It's right there. And I was going like that, back and forth, dealing with myself till about 2 p.m. And at 2 p.m., I'm like, just this phrase keeps being coming up. Would you resist, persist? And finally, I was like, well, I've got to get this complete. Because this isn't going away. I could be in this shitstorm for days, being in total shame about having a total emotional meltdown in front of the people I really, really want to impress. And so I got, okay, no, I really have to deal with it. And I really have to talk to these people, and I really have to just, ugh. And, of course, sure enough, there's a bunch of texts, and people were like, where are you? Why'd you leave? Da da da, ha ha ha. And I'm like, oh my God. So I finally come to my senses and say, okay, I am going to have to deal with it. And I am going to have to look really what's there for me and start sharing and be vulnerable with people about what really happened yesterday, because I'm starting to get wow, what they were left with is me being first defensive and then crying for no reason and then leaving. And they were like, what just happened? And then I left them worried about me, wanting to take care of me, but then me not really getting back to them. I'm too busy. Sorry, I'm totally fine. Man, nothing's wrong. And this stuff, right? So I just got holy shit, I'm going to have to deal with it. So I start looking. And, shame's something you don't want to look in the eye. It just has this nature of being really nasty. But trust me, the more you look, the more you expose it, the more light you shine on it, the less power it has over you. And that being said, you can never deal with shame on your own. You have to share with people. You have to expose it in communication. Because trying to work it out in your head with shame doesn't work. It still has the hold on you until you start telling people about it and sharing with people around you. It still has that grip on you. It's still right there in your face. Even if you're aware of it, you're talking to it, you're talking yourself out of it, it's still there. So there I am. And I had to look. And what I discovered by looking, really looking, not just trying to figure out, just really looking, I got my shame is I am not strong enough and everybody knows. I am too weak. I'm weak and everybody can see it. That is my biggest shame. I'm weak, emotional, and everybody can see it. I'm not strong enough. And once I saw that, I called my classroom teacher and I talked to some of the other coaches and I shared it. It still has a little bit of a grip on me. And I would not want to go back in a classroom and have the same emotional meltdown. Trust me. And I am terrified that's going to happen again, to be clear. But I totally, when I started sharing it, it's starting having less and less and less power. And I'm sharing with all of you guys. And I'm not quite ready to let go of it, but I'm sure when I post it, it's going to be like, yeah, that's there, emotional. So what? Yeah. Now, since I'm the owner of a health centric restaurant called Woman Meets Kitchen, I should really be talking to you about health, and shouldn't I? And what's there around shame? I don't know. This thing called body image. I think I talked about it before. Mm, any shame comes up for anybody? I'm sure. Not thin enough, not muscled enough, not big enough, not small enough, not, you know, weird body odors, hair growing in strange ways, strange places, not pretty enough, not, all this stuff. And again, until you expose it and start talking and start sharing and start taking responsibility for it and talking about it like that's not like that's you, but that's something you're taking responsibility for. Like telling your partner, oh my gosh, I have been making up that I am not sexy enough and it gets in the way of our intimate life. And I get it. And I'm going to let go of it. Like, that's the kind of conversation you want to have because you got to really get like this thing. Although we are really not to blame for it, there's no reason to feel guilty about it because it's so human. But this thing really does cause a lot of damage in relationships. And we really have to talk about it because if we don't, it really starts creeping back up. And that's what I saw. I used to be so just free and clear about my own shame. And the minute I stop talking about it, it just starts having hold again. So I really encourage you to just keep sharing and just really look and expose it. Expose the little, thing. Just expose it. Just talk about it. Because that's the only way to deal with it. With shame, there is no other way than communication. There really isn't. Journaling doesn't work for it either. It just has to be exposed. Because the more you say it out loud to other people and they're like, interesting. Like, really? You have it like you're stupid, but, you have 3 PhDs? All right, got it. It's just you start getting just how ridiculous it is, how ridiculous it sounds. And, oh yeah, speaking of which, like I think I heard somewhere like the people with the PhD have like the biggest thing about being stupid, and I think that's just so great because we actually build our entire life to protect the whole shame thing. Yeah. And then you have the people who are like not knowledgeable enough and they spend their entire life watching news or I don't know, not caring enough and they wind up being a total caretaker. People do this kind of stuff to protect what their most, what their biggest shame is. Yeah. So, you know, just share. Yeah, that's all I got.